I'm going to be showing you how to get the company information from a company that you want to contact via any sort of outbound channel today with just a domain. So if you just have the domain and you want to get their information and you want to get it at a cheap, affordable price, I'll be going through that in this entire video. I'm also going to be going through how I get a lot of my domains and how I go about my process and how I get them for free with certain softwares, and also how I can use some databases to help me with this process for maybe local leads if I want to run outbound, stuff like that. So I'll get right into it. Awesome. So let's say you're looking for plumbers in a certain country. So I just did Tynanware because this is one of these searches I had kind of before, and I was like, why not? We can run the same process. So if we come into here, right, I use a software called Instant Data Scraper, and I'm going to open it up here, and it's very simple. So if you just go to Google, Instant, so very simply, Instant Data Scraper, and this is a free extension. You don't have to pay for it or anything. And 4.6K reviews, 800,000 users. It works. It's very good, right? And all you do is, if you come over here, it comes up with kind of a screen like this. And this is how you scrape Google Maps, because obviously Google Maps is free. So if you click try another table, you see it has kind of yellow points here, and it'll be looking around for what you want to scrape. And boom, now you're on this bit, and this is what you want, because if you come along here, there's this thing called, where is it? Here. So these are the websites you want. So what you do is, if you click start crawling, since Google Maps is an infinite kind of scroller with a cap of 200, it'll go through and it'll keep scraping, keep scraping, keep scraping. And as you can see, it'll just keep scrolling for you till it keeps getting all these leads. So now you have a phone number, you now have the time they close, all this super, super useful information that you're going to need. So I'm going to stop this because, of course, this isn't what I'm doing now. But as you can see, you now have these like websites here. And obviously, the whole goal of this is to get the company information from the sites. So this is one way of getting it. This is completely free, and obviously use this to your to whatever you basically want to use. So I'm going to close this. The second one is if you use kind of a local database. So I'm running LeadSwift right now. This is kind of a database I've been using for a while because they give you kind of a lot of information. So I'm going to go over here and go into plumbers in England. So this is one I picked up, so why not? So all you do is you come in here and you make a search. Or wait, let me go back. You can basically make a search. So if you want, obviously there's all this stuff, but you can be kind of a bit more specific, and like obviously there's all this kind of stuff. And then you can enter the location. So obviously Pine and where you can. And then you just put in plumbers. So that's how I got this kind of search here. And as you can see, there's this thing called the site and the details. You might be able to get some emails with it as well. It's completely up to how you want to go about this. But basically, you have all this kind of information that you can run. So like YouTube, Pinterest, Open Hours, Foursquare, like Google Analytics, Bing Rank. There's all this stuff that you obviously want to look at and see. Maybe I can like sell them Google My Business Services, or maybe if they have a website, or if they don't have a website, or they're on certain social medias, maybe they're running ads. This is stuff you can go through. It's very useful, very awesome. So what you do is from here, you hit the export button. After you've done your basically search, you go remove duplicates, include database contacts, and export as a CSV. And you do all this kind of fancy stuff. I'm not going to do it now because I've already done this. And if I bring up this is what the sheet looks like. So here we are, and this is the websites that you're looking for over on this end of things. So this is specifically ones with websites because I've like segmented this already. So now the question is, you have these websites, you got them for a relatively cheap price or maybe even for free. How do you get their information? So if you come over to Apollo, right? Apollo is a free data source, and they have like, you can run searches on this. And if you come into this tab here called company, right? And you go into include/exclude lists of companies, and you come into this part here and you come down and you just copy and paste all of these. So this might take a bit. It's not too many. And if I take these, Control C, and what it will do is it'll filter down and it'll only take the companies that you're looking for. So these are only people from these exact companies that you've been looking for, and like they will only be inside this list. And obviously there's 5.7 people. So what you'd want to do is from here, oh, a bit lagging. what you want to do is you come to job titles, and then obviously you go to like owner, and then you go like you filter through like director and stuff, and that means you're only getting certain like the people you really want to contact. So I'll just leave it at owner for the time being, and just give it a second. This stuff takes a little while sometimes. So now you have 186 people, right? Of all these people that are kind of part of this kind of organization. And basically, as you can see, there's a lot of them in here. And what you do is you take this search URL, right? And you come over to an exporting software. So this is what I use myself. And these guys are pretty awesome because they help me do a lot of kind of what my scraping and kind of my needs and stuff. And what you do is you just go get started, and you just come into a form, fill out the form. So I'm just going to put in some dummy information. I'm going to fill this out completely randomly, and that is definitely not my number. Mtoss.com, Mtoss, location other, right? And then you basically put in your link here, and obviously depending on how many leads it is. So if I let's say put in, I don't know, 10K, um, and then you put in this is the tag, and then the email verification. So it's $15 for 10K leads. So that's $1.50 per 1,000 leads. And obviously, if you do this at scale, like you then get like a lot of leads for a pretty cheap price. It's a good deal. This is basically how it's sorted out. And yeah, this is just a quick video on kind of the whole process and how I went about this. Hopefully, it was useful. If you want more stuff like this, subscribe below. Goodbye.